All right, we're back. Bear Bones Broadcasting. The only reason I brought all this up in the last broadcast, Norwood sucks balding, Skeleton Nation. I don't like getting Why did I bring that up? To explain some of the sources that I use to speak from. I witness living and speak from what I witness. I not only do that because I use this method of reasoning. My genetics imply me to do that. Mammal implies me to do that. It's just the way the human brain works. It's conceptual analogy. It's the information that conceptual analogy uses. It also is the way I was trained in my craft. I'm a retired electrician that was very well trained. I really didn't get a chance to live up to that training, and it's just too damn bad. I hold that training a treasure and got mocked by some people around me because they didn't care for my appearance more than anything. You think people can reject you for your appearance? Well, will they tell you that's why they're rejecting you? Some of them do. Usually, when they reject you for your appearance, they won't admit that to you. Any mammal among their own doesn't. Well, you watch how mammals are treated among their own, and for appearance, some are rejected. And for appearance, some are accepted unconditionally. It's something fur-bearing beasts do. And that is what's going on here more than anything, what fur-bearing beasts do. That is for sure. Like little creatures on the Serengeti, and they have all kinds of little disguises for one event. Serengeti planet. Basically. Nothing much different. I'm the most backed up witness that, and follow the skit and scenario that disguises the saga of it. So humans can wear a mask and play their little dementia and phobia within it. Basically. The fungus is itching my leg. I'm not sure if that's what makes it itch, only the fungus is at the function of it. Somehow itching is a blessing to fungus. I think humans quarreling, fungus feeds off of that. Human emotion, and especially the sour part, something is feeding off of humans sour in everyday living. Not so much the wars, or something's feeding off the sour in everyday living in most people's lives. Something's feeding off of human deviously. That they have the audacity to think they have the brains to do evil, and they don't. Humans look around and say, there's evil here, and especially they'll use their own treachery for some kind of example of evil, when they're all about treachery. Did you use one of these today? You're a treachery skahipite. You can't pay the bill on what you just did. This doesn't pay the bill for you living. It leaves an overhead to you living. Spending these leaves overhead to someone else. So you said, I left inheritance. No, you didn't. You left overhead. I left so many thousands of dollars in inheritance. That's all overhead. That all has to get paid by somebody. That isn't worth, that's overhead. That's not prosperity. That's all been written off already. Somebody owns that and it has to get paid for. It's only rented right now. Everything this represents, that's so. That's not prosperity. Your value is overhead. All of it. Surface of the globe. You've got the surface expressed in terms of overhead, not value, to those that have to come and live with it after you die. Are you aware of that? Dummy! Well, monarchs are. It's something I live with, eat with, and have to drink and go to sleep with and dream with. You don't. I'm aware of that. You're not. Are you having a good day? You ignorant buffoon? Is ignorance bliss? That peace sign, isn't that saying, we want bliss, we want bliss. Why? What did you do for bliss? Leave overhead? Can't have bliss in overhead. That's somebody's sweatbox. That ain't bliss. Somebody's sweatbox. After this is paid, maybe bliss. Gotta pay this first. And you can't. Anyone using it can't pay for it. This can't pay for itself. Can you use this to pay for itself? No. Can you use this to pay for the use of it? No. Looks like double jeopardy to me. Ah. You want me to phrase that in the other language? Here we go. Ladinge betok, sachhalkbok betok, ladijing doorschwortdek betok. Ladibindi je morgen de morgen doen je la tok. Mon doorhoud niet. Stop it. Puka's got me. Oh, God, let go. I have a puka, my maker. Can grab authority anytime. You believe that? You think your puka, your God, your creator can take authority over you anytime? Ha! I stand and say, you see these bare bones? I am in charge of my bare bone body. You... You can take charge of me. Let go of me. Let go. I don't have to take... Don't do it. I'm resisting, ladies and gentlemen. I will win. This thing is like my... It's strong. You remember when you were a little kid and you could do all that? Quit it. What an idiot. This thing is making a fool of me. I'm leaving the air. Off the air. Put the off the air sign on. Come on. I don't have an engineer, but I pretend to do. Put the off the air sign on. Quit it. I do win sometimes. You don't get to see that part usually. You know how things go like the frog. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. There's times I win. I do win. I do.